Hi folks, back to oil, two more for watercolours and acrylics. It's about 32 degrees in London. It's quite oppressive, very sultry. So, keeping it simple, three colours plus black. We've got cadmium yellow, light, cadmium red, ultramarine, and a squirt of black, just a little bit of black. Hope you can see that. It's a bit dark. That's and the board here is a 14 by 11 2mm MDF board cut from a big sheet. It's very thin, so it cuts quite easy. 3 or 4 good strokes with a craft knife against a straight edge. And when you do, if you do that, it's the best way to buy it. It's only about £10 for 3 4 by 3 foot sheets from a framing wholesaler, Wessex Frames. It's not much more than that. It's just the stuff we use for backing board, but it's very tough. It's very hard, very tough, but it does sand down well. And I've mixed some PVA glue with, it's not even dry yet, with some plaster crack repairer. We call it polyfiller in the UK. It's good stuff. It doesn't dry as quick as plaster of Paris when you use that, which is great stuff. But it's got a bit of tooth now. I'll just tighten that up at the back here. So the idea of my paints is keep it simple, stupid, kiss. So you don't need to buy hundreds of colours. Just because they're there, you don't need to use them. I did have a little spend up on Friday. I bought a couple of tubes of one of ultramarine, 200mm tube. They didn't do an intermediate one of 120. They seem to have stopped making those. And the 200mm Cass white, titanium white. It's a brand name. Cass white is a shop or an art material shop retailer, but very good. So I've got those. But the other colours I'm just going to buy in the 37mm tubes, which are pretty standard. They're all student paints. I've got a bit of linseed, refined linseed oil, and a bit of alkyd resin, walnut oil mixed in with that. It doesn't seem to make much difference if I mix the oils. They're vegetable oils, so they're not toxic. So the thing is, excuse me while I just can't get my head together with this heat. Just dried off a little bit. So hold on. Headphones off. I cut a couple of sheets, but if you're going to cut sheets from that from those sizes to much smaller sizes, so if you have your frame, get your frame and then cut the board according to the frame you have, rather than just paint a board and then cut it down to fit the frame. Do it the other way around. And also, when you put your straight edge, mine's very thin straight edge, onto your pencil marks on the board that you're going to cut, I've got a bit of hardboard underneath it so that it doesn't go through to the carpet tiles up here. Make sure your thumb is right out of the way of your left hand, and score a shallow groove with the point of the knife all the way down, but gently. Just make a groove, just cut a groove, and if the knife slips, make sure your hands are well away, and your knees. I've gone up my knee before. And just gradually score it, so that when you've got the cut started, it will hold the knife, the point of the knife in. So a bit of safety there. It won't have a tendency to come out and go across the straight edge and across your thumb. I did that once. Ooh, slipped. So now always hand behind the knife, behind the blade. Right, okay, now that looks a bit overexposed, but that's because it's pure white. That should tone down when I put some colour on it. I'm just thinking, what should I do? I've been photographing skies on a little camera that Alan Owen sent to me. I know a lot of you subscribe to his channel. Very kind of him. He just takes the screenshots of the painting afterwards with it, and it's got a memory card, so it's very easy and quick to download onto the laptop. Nice little camera. I did a demonstration, I think, a demonstration on it with it on Patreon. Patreon. You know, I'm on Patreon. Right, okay. So I'm thinking of doing like a Lake District type of scene. So Lake District, okay, but just using those colours. So I'll put in a bit of background. So we'll use a bit of blue, bit of red, lump of white. The white I'll put out too much. So let's put in some distant hills. Not too bothered about colour at this stage. Come up here with that. Change the colour there, just get one a bit different. Going over the back there. Okay. And we'll just put a bit of yellow in with that, bit of oil. Bit of light yellow, bit of red. Oops. The palette is quite a bit away from where I'm painting, so let's just get some nice abstracty bright colours in there. Bit of black in there. Bit of yellow, a lot of yellow. And we'll just come down with okay, nice light now. Plenty of oil. And we can put a bit of a path going through. I'm making this up as I'm going along. Everything is made up. It's nothing special. But the nice orange. I can put some some stone walling in. Go off into the great Gianida. I don't aim for exactitude. I just go for an impression. You don't need to labour things. It's better that you paint in an impressionist style. It's just my opinion. An impressionist style. I just enjoy the process of putting on the paint. Now that's still very bright up there, but we haven't even started the sky. But let's get a bit more realistic background. So I'm putting a bit of blue in with that. A bit of red. I'll mix a bit of black in with it. So we can have plenty of blue. Try to keep your mountains different. I've repeated myself. I've gone uphill there. Right, so we want a blue-green up there somewhere. Much cooler colour. I can add light to that. Now let's put in a bit of trees on there. Good fun, isn't it? Lots of fields. I'll put that light back. But you just want to just invent some landscapes, some trees, just on the hills, the brows. and little fields. Okay. So let me paint bluey. Don't worry though, I'm going over the into the fields, so I'll can clean that up. Right, let's clean it up. There needs plenty of cloth to clean the brush. I'm not cleaning them out in white spirit as I go, or paraffin, whatever you want. But I clean them up at the end, then I'm not breathing much of it in. So let's get some nice green fields and a bit slurred in. I love that red, that orange glow. This is all I'm going to do today. This is just too warm. Bike ride tomorrow along the Wandle. Don't clean it out too much. Just leave a bit of light coming through there. And let's get a nice green up the back there. But as usual, I've put out too much paint. But it might go tomorrow if I'm not too knocked out with this weather. We're just not used to it in the UK. It's so lovely. You can sit out in your garden with your barbecue, which is what I should do tonight. Okay, so let's get that valley sorted. So you could do an awful lot with 3 colours. Oh, here just catching the light up. Right, we'll go back into that. I'll do some sky. Just an old inch. All my brushes are very old. You don't top quality paints and top quality brushes. They don't make an artist. You paint with your head, not your hands. Right. Okay. That's the sky. Let's have. Now I've been looking at the skies lately, or the last couple of days, seeing the light shining through the clouds as the sun goes down, highlighting underneath the clouds, on the edge of the clouds. But I don't know, there's a lot of light in the landscape, so we want quite a light sky. So let's start with a light sky. Plenty of white. So put some in. This is about as large a picture as I can really paint with this sort of format. Because I can't go too far away with the camera, otherwise it'll be behind my head. This refined linseed oil, I bought that years ago in Truro. There's a large sort of warehouse type, superb art material shop. Well, it's not a shop, it's a factory, warehouse. Really lovely. And I bought, this was about £6, big pot. And I bought it at the sale price, and glad I did. It's lovely stuff. And it does dry, it does help things dry. Alright, okay. Now let's put in a bit of cloud on there. just the blue, the red, and the white. You just see that? Yeah, just about see that. A bit more blue. You can mix a little bit of black with your sky as well, but you don't want to overdo the black. It would just overpower. It's very strong, but it's a good mixer and shortcut to other intermediate colours. Doggies are at it. Blue. A lot of colour in there. Right, now the light is shining. I might try and move my ball down without knocking everything, so it doesn't reflect. How's that? Ah, that's better. Okay. Now look on there. Look at the colours that are on there. All running down the paper, of course. But it's such an oil painting. It's just in a class of its own, I have to say. I like acrylic, but acrylic would be drying before you can put it on the board. That's too dark. Was it subtle, not cloud? Was it nice? Just work all over the board. As you see, I'm not an exact painter. There are some lovely painters on British Impressionists on Facebook, started by Jocelyn Roberts some time ago, and it's really taken off. It's not just for British, it's been opened up to anybody who really wants to put something on. But there are some marvellous painters on there. And then there's me. Okay, let's we can go a bit darker here and there. Then we can put in the light. Right, okay, now that lovely, gorgeous colour there. Don't want a yellow sky, we want a pink. Pinky. Okay. That is a lovely pinky colour that I'm trying to replicate, but I don't seem to want to do it. And my skies are just making up as I go along. Just trying to create something that is, I would say pretty, but it's got a lot of character in it. Go off the board. I like that. Go behind the mountains or the hills. Okay, well, this sky that's quite passable. Clean the brush, and we go back with some nice mountainous colours. There, blend it. You want soft. Okay. So a little bit of light blue in there, I think. Just about shows. Now some nice green fields, and then let's see how far we want to go with this. Probably not a lot further. Oil. See, that's the green made with the cadmium yellow and the black. Right, got a smaller brush now. Working a bit of detail there. I have good. I should put it in a frame in a minute and then finish it in there. But I want to get some detail in here. So this is a pure white. What could be a bit of a stream. Well, because I was watching Countryfile yesterday on the BBC. It's such a wonderful, wonderful program. In the Lake District, a lot of it. I mean, watched a very funny program, or two of them, on Catch Up on the iPlayer. It's going caravanning. I can't remember the names. Colin Baker used to be Doctor Who. There was Miss Joyce Temple Savage, stage name, from Benidorm. Oh, and they had two caravans and they had a riot. It was so funny. Right, now I'm going to put in some. Well, I'm just going to shoot the dog. Dark green, I think. Bit of red in the green. Shadow in there, just some trees lining the banks. Try to make them different. The back, nice dark green. Right, just clean the brush and then just clean up. Right, a bit of light in there. So I'm on quiet. I'll put some banks from there. Oh, it's a bit here. The bluey green. Silhouette there. To separate those. A bit more yellow and white. Perhaps a bit of a mess now. It's not showing, is it? Okay, well that'll do. That's a picture in there. I think a bit of a light green slur on here. Well, it don't look much like a river, but maybe if we change the colour of it, should we? No, 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 no. The pink. Right, I'll put it in a frame, and then I'll move the camera back. So bear with me. Got another ball. If you do one, you might as well do two when you prepare your balls. Right. I'll put four in. I usually put, well, I do with my demonstration frames. I bang some of these veneer pins behind the board so that it keeps the wet paint off of the actual frame. Mind your fingers when you do it. Hey, right, set it up. I've got a painting. Let's just move this up so it's upright, and I'll alter the camera position. Not like falling off, so let's just drop that down. And right, I'm going to move the camera back now. So there we are, we've got an impression of the Lake District, quite quickly done, but you don't have to spend a lot of time on these things. It's slightly abstract, it's a little bit messy around there. But put a tree or something there. But it'll be dark on there. Nothing wrong with mucking about with your painting. Once it's in a frame, It helps. Let's buff it up a bit. Oops. I don't know. There we are, folks. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. Meet controls, time, zoom. There we are. As good as it's going to get. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.